Hi, this is Kevin Nashan and John Messbarger from Peacemaker, Lobster and Crab, and we're really excited to team up with Pedal for the Cause. And we wanted to display our lobster boil because it's something that we're going to be sending out in kits in the fall. So, John?
So when you get a boil kit, you'll get a fresh Maine lobster. It'll come with some potatoes, some corn, a little bit of our house-made andouille, as well as a buttermilk biscuit. So first things first, what's going to take your longest is the biscuits. So you're going to want to throw those in the oven.
So I'm going to grab this.
Get those baking. So Kevin's going to go ahead and throw those.
What do you bake it at, John?
350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Rotate them, and then 15 to 20 more until they're nice, fluffy, done.
Awesome.
All right, so then for our first step after the biscuits, we've got our water boiling. For about a gallon of water, you're going to add about a cup of salt, basically to taste like the ocean. After that, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to drop in your potatoes. That way we can cook everything in one pot, one shot, not a lot of mess. We'll drop our potatoes in. When we drop those in, our water's going to stop boiling for a second, so we'll want to go ahead and let that come back up. It's going to be about 15 minutes on the potatoes, and then you'll go into your second step in which you will drop in your lobster. Alright, so then after your potatoes been in about 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to drop our live lobster. You want to make sure anytime you get a live lobster, it's very active, moving around. You don't want dead lobsters, so ours are always going to come live and fresh. Then all you do is drop it in. You're going to wait about 5 minutes, and then you're going to do your corn. Alright, so while our lobster's cooking, or you can even do this the day before if you want, go ahead and shuck our corn. Pretty easy whenever you shuck corn. Just pull off all the green, get as much of the hair off as you can. It's not going to kill you if you got a little bit extra. And then usually with farm fresh corn, the tips will be a little bit munched on by caterpillars, so you just go ahead and break that off. And then you have an ear of corn. You can do that one of two ways. You can leave it whole. You could also cut it into chunks like we do at the restaurant, just so you have nice little pieces to munch on rather than going a whole ear at once, but it's all up to you when you're cooking at home yourself.
All right, John, so we've got our lobster. I'm going to pull this guy out of the water. Have a little landing spot for it right there. And we're going to start and kind of take our potatoes and that kind of stuff out. And we want to season them. Do a little clarified butter on here. And I think the most important step that we kind of haven't got to is, John? And here is 4 Hands Peacemaker beer. Cheers. And now we can start to assemble. John, I'm going to have you do the honors.
Alright.
Take these off. Is our biscuits ready?
They are just about ready.
Awesome.
Alright, so you cut those rubber bands off the lobster. That's pretty much the only thing you need to do for that. And then we go ahead and just stack our corn and potatoes. Just kind of however you want. We also have a little fried potato on here that we do at the restaurant. If you want to do it at home, you could always fry them in a saute pan, do whatever. The kit also, like I said earlier, comes with andouille. Multiple ways to cook that. Cook it in a saute pan. You can grill it, chop it up, leave it whole. Like I said, whatever you want to do at home, do it. Always with lobster, a little clarified butter, which also comes in the kit. A nice hot buttermilk biscuit, and then Kevin will top it off with our boiled lobster.
John, where does one get fresh lobster these days?
So there's a bunch of places, but definitely one great place to get it is on the Peacemaker online ordering system. We sell them for $15. You get a pound and a quarter lobster. So
Sounds like a bargain.
it's one of the lowest prices you can get a live lobster at right now. Since we fly them in, we can pass the savings on to our guests.
Very nice. All right, sir.
And then we'll just
There you
top
go.
it off.
Oh,
Always
it's so
kind of
good.
build so your lobster stands up, and that way, even if you're eating it yourself, you got a nice presentation. All right, now for the fun part, how to crack our lobster. It's actually pretty easy. It breaks down into a few parts to start. So we'll go ahead and take the tail off with a simple twist. Claw off. And the other claw off. The body, you can do what you want. There is the tamale inside. Then on the East Coast, they love to eat it. That's up to you. Then break that down a little further. And then for the tail, the easiest way, you're gonna squeeze it so that the bottom will slightly crack, and then all you do is pull that up. Nice chunk of meat, comes out nice and easy, pretty fast. There also is the roe and tamale in there if you don't want it in there. The other thing you can do is always have a cup of hot water, and you can rinse your tail off if you please. You can just pull it out. Like I said, that's actually roe, which is quite delicious if you choose to eat it. So then we'll sit our tail down there. Our next phase, we just pull our little bottom claw off. Take our crackers, which comes in the boil kit as well. You don't want to mutilate it, you just want to go enough to crack it. Get this bottom part out. Push a little through there. Nice chunk of claw meat. And then the hardest part to do is this guy, just because they're little, but always worth getting all your meat out of. Give them a little crush. Other thing that's really easy is to take a fork and just kind of use the fork to run it through there and cut it. And there we are, we'll get into that. I always throw my shell pieces in some type of bucket so you don't have to worry about them accidentally getting on your food. The other thing I did forget about, if you really want to get into it, each one of these legs have a little bit of meat that you can actually, you just squeeze out. Each joint will provide you with it to squeeze. Not a lot of meat, but hey, might as well eat it all whenever you're eating. And that's how we crack our lobster.